Welcome to Streaming News Network, Evening Edition, by Claude McDaniel. News without the hype and biased reporting. Please like and subscribe.
This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. The United States Department of Justice has reportedly opened an investigation into Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego of Arizona over possible campaign finance violations. According to individuals familiar with the matter, the investigation was prompted by a whistleblower complaint and is examining the senator's use of campaign funds dating back to 2019. Investigators are reviewing whether campaign money used for travel, including trips to Puerto Rico, Nantucket, and Miami, was connected to legitimate fundraising activities or constituted personal use. Federal campaign records also show that a political action committee once operated jointly by Senator Gallego and former Representative Eric Swalwell spent more than $37,000 on Super Bowl tickets and related expenses during 2023. Gallego's office says those expenditures were tied to a fundraising event and that campaign funds were distributed after expenses were paid. The senator has denied any campaign finance wrongdoing and has not been charged with a crime. His office also says he has not been contacted by the Justice Department regarding the investigation. Separately, the bipartisan Senate Ethics Committee recently dismissed an unrelated complaint against Gallego, stating it found no evidence that he violated federal law, Senate rules, or standards of conduct. The Justice Department has declined to comment, and the investigation remains ongoing. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Two people have been arrested following an alleged fraudulent credit card shopping scheme at a Costco warehouse in South Windsor, Connecticut. Police say officers responded Sunday afternoon after store employees reported two individuals attempting to purchase merchandise at self-checkout using fraudulent credit cards. Authorities identified the suspects as 35-year-old Brittany A. Howard of the Bronx, New York, and 34-year-old Kashim M. Williams of Brooklyn, New York. Investigators say store personnel had been alerted that the same pair had allegedly attempted a similar scheme earlier at another Costco location in Enfield, Connecticut. After stopping the suspects, officers searched their vehicle and reported finding 28 stolen financial documents belonging to different individuals, along with merchandise believed to have been taken from the earlier incident. Authorities also discovered that both suspects were wanted on outstanding extraditable warrants from other states. Williams was sought in New York on charges that include burglary, strangulation, and assault. Howard was wanted in New Jersey on alleged credit card theft charges. The pair now face additional charges in Connecticut, including 28 counts of payment card theft, larceny, identity theft, and conspiracy. Both suspects were held on $250,000 surety bonds and were scheduled to appear in court on Monday. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Federal prosecutors have charged a New York woman with attempting to provide material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization. Authorities allege that 37-year-old Catherine Beth Washburn of Irondequoit, New York, transferred approximately $30,000 in cryptocurrency through about 80 separate transactions to an individual believed to be affiliated with Palestinian Islamic Jihad, a group designated as a foreign terrorist organization by the United States. Prosecutors also allege Washburn led an anti-Israel activist organization that promoted direct action rather than peaceful protest. Court documents further claim she exchanged messages expressing support for attacks against Israel and made statements praising violence. Investigators also allege she shared extremist content online and anticipated that her activities could result in a lengthy prison sentence. Washburn has been charged with one count of attempting to provide material support and resources to a foreign terrorist organization. If convicted, she faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. She appeared in federal court in Buffalo, New York, where a judge ordered that she remain in custody without bail pending further proceedings. Her attorney had not publicly commented at the time of the court hearing. As with all criminal cases, these allegations remain accusations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. A dispute over a parking space outside a Walmart in North Lauderdale, Florida, turned deadly Tuesday when a retired United States Army veteran was fatally shot. Authorities say 62-year-old Bart DiGuglielmo, a retired staff sergeant and Army veteran, became involved in a verbal confrontation with an unidentified woman in the store's parking lot shortly before 12:30 in the afternoon. Investigators say the argument escalated, ending when the woman fired a single shot. DiGuglielmo was transported to a nearby hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The woman told investigators she acted in self-defense. Video circulating online reportedly captured portions of the confrontation leading up to the shooting and is expected to be reviewed as part of the investigation. Family members described DiGuglielmo as a decorated veteran who served during Operation Desert Storm. They said he later worked as a nurse after retiring from military service and remembered him as a peaceful and devoted Christian. Authorities have not released the identity of the woman involved. The Broward County State Attorney's Office will determine whether criminal charges are appropriate after reviewing the findings of the ongoing investigation. This is Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. The city of Columbus has removed a social media announcement after it drew criticism for stating that the flag of Somalia would be raised over City Hall in recognition of Somalia's Independence Day. The now-deleted post, published by the city's Recreation and Parks Department, referenced the formation of the Somali Republic in 1960 and announced that City Hall would display the Somali national flag. The announcement quickly prompted criticism from several Republican leaders, including Bernie Moreno, who argued that only the United States flag should be flown on government buildings. He said the timing was especially inappropriate with the nation's 250th anniversary celebration approaching on July 4. The deleted post also drew comments from Stephen Miller and Brian Stewart, who criticized the planned flag display. City officials have not publicly explained why the announcement was removed or whether the flag-raising ceremony was canceled. This is Claude McDaniel of Streaming News Network. Acclaimed actor Danny Glover has publicly revealed that he has been living with Alzheimer's disease, sharing details of his diagnosis for the first time. The 79-year-old actor said he learned of the condition several years ago, around the time he received the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. He explained that the disease has affected his memory, speech, and movement, but he continues to remain active by attending community events near his home. Glover said he is still coming to terms with the diagnosis, acknowledging that while there are difficult moments, he also continues to experience memories that remain vivid and meaningful. His family says the decision to speak publicly was intentional. His daughter explained that he wanted to tell his own story rather than allow others to define it, while his brother emphasized the family's commitment to supporting him throughout his journey. Glover is widely recognized for his performances in the Lethal Weapon films and for decades of humanitarian and civil rights advocacy. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Television personality Phil McGraw is criticizing remarks made on The View following the recent murder conviction of Karmelo Anthony. Anthony was found guilty by a Texas jury in the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during an altercation at a high school track meet and was sentenced to 35 years in prison. During a discussion on The View, co-host Sunny Hostin questioned the jury's rejection of Anthony's self-defense claim and expressed concern that the case reflected unequal treatment within the American justice system. She also raised questions about whether Anthony was judged by a true jury of his peers. McGraw rejected those arguments, saying the judicial process functioned as intended. He noted that the verdict was reached by a jury after a trial and emphasized that the appeals process remains available if the defense believes legal errors occurred. McGraw also argued that there was no evidence presented during the trial indicating the confrontation was motivated by race and suggested that some public commentary was using the case to advance broader political or social arguments. The case continues to generate nationwide discussion over self-defense claims, jury decisions, and the broader criminal justice system. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Federal authorities are searching for a Mexican national following a violent encounter during an immigration enforcement operation in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Officials with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement say officers attempted to arrest Clemente Lara Hernandez early Wednesday morning when he allegedly resisted and used his vehicle to ram an Immigration and Customs Enforcement vehicle. According to investigators, Lara Hernandez then drove the wrong way on a one-way street before colliding with a civilian vehicle and fleeing the scene. During the confrontation, one Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent discharged a firearm, while another agent suffered a cut to the hand. Authorities say there is no indication that anyone was struck by the gunfire. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is leading the investigation into the incident. Local police responded only to secure the scene. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says Lara Hernandez has a criminal history that includes allegations involving a hit-and-run, assault, and domestic violence. The agency also stated that assaults and threats against its officers have increased significantly during recent immigration enforcement operations. As of the latest information available, Lara Hernandez remains at large, and the investigation is ongoing. This is Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. Country music star Clint Black has canceled an upcoming concert after being hospitalized with a medical emergency. According to a statement released by his management team, the 64-year-old entertainer was admitted to the hospital on Sunday after developing infected tonsils that required emergency intravenous treatment. Black was scheduled to perform on July 3 at the Pearl River Resort Casino in Choctaw, Mississippi, as part of his Back on the Blacktop tour. That performance has now been canceled, and organizers say all ticket holders will receive full refunds through their original point of purchase. His management reports that Black is responding well to treatment, is expected to make a full recovery, and could be discharged from the hospital later this week. Fans have flooded social media with messages wishing the country music legend a speedy recovery. At this time, his next scheduled performance remains set for July 9 in Minden, Nevada, although no additional changes to the tour have been announced.
Thank you for listening to Streaming News Network videos and our short reports. Please like and subscribe to our news channel.